Good evening, everyone. I hope you all are doing well. A very warm welcome to our third session of today's program, Global Perspectives and Local Solution Youth for Climate Action. Today's theme is building public awareness through storytelling, campaigns, and influencers. A very warm welcome to all of you. Today, we are gathered under a powerful and timely theme that I already discussed, the climate communication and media awareness. Africa, with a special focus on how storytelling, campaigns, and digital influence shape public understanding of the climate crisis. At a time when misinformation spreads faster than climate solutions, and effective communication has become one of the most essential tools in our global climate movement. Africa, a rich continent in culture, resilience, and a youth leadership, stands at the front line of both climate challenges and climate innovation. And its stories matter, its voices matter. And today, we are honored to spotlight those voices and to learn how powerful narratives can inspire action and shift public behavior and mobilize the communities. We are privileged to welcome our keynote speaker, Isshack Mohammed, founder of Terawatt Africa, whose work has been instrumental in empowering young Africans to engage in climate advocacy through technology, media, and grassroots communication. As we begin this session, I invite all the participants to reflect on one question. How can we how can my voice contribute to more climate aware society? So let us begin and engage to build a global movement where every story becomes a catalyst for change. Thank you once again for joining us on this journey towards a sustainable future. Let's begin our day three with enthusiasm, purpose, and unity. A very warm welcome to our speaker. Over to you, Ishaq. I'm sorry, you are not audible, and I cannot see you even.
Is everything okay?
Yes, yes, now it is good. Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
you can go ahead.
I'm struggling with one or two internet challenges.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, now it's fine. Yeah, thank you so much for joining. Yeah, over to you.
All right, thank you very much. I'm so much happy to be here today. In fact, when I hear the topic of climate, I become a bit emotional because it's something that I've been working on for a very long time. My name is Isshack Mohammed. I'm from Ghana. I'm a youth climate and energy advocate. I'm also the founder of Terawatt Africa. It is a youth energy and climate policy advocacy project that focuses on decentralized energy policies in communities where there is nothing like electricity. In fact, I grew up in such community, a community where there's nothing like electricity, and we are very vulnerable to the climate impact. My parents were farmers. Imagine how climate has so much impact with farmers. And it leads to a lot of economic issues that we have in the northern part of Ghana. On the issue of climate communications, when you hear climate communications, it's basically how do we describe the problems on grounds, the real situation of climate for people to understand. In fact, what I would say is that in the modern days, climate communication has translated into how can we easily translate it from this technical and scientific symbols to something that is easily relatable. That is how we are going to look at it. And then from this, we look at how do we draw awareness? It is very, very important from awareness to like a public behaviors, youth activisms. Youth activisms like what we have been doing, like young people, the communities that you find yourself, whatever that you do, you can, irrespective of your social status, You can start something within the wherever you find yourself, a project that champions, climate impacts and the vulnerability of such. When you look at Africa, Africa is a continent that contributes very small to the global climate crisis, but we suffer the most in terms of the climate impacts. And so when you are a young person and you are from Africa, one of the key things you should champion should be climate justice. We looked at how young people should be voiced themselves into these climate conversations. We said that we are the future of the continent or of the world, but we should understand that the future belongs to us. It's true, but it belongs to those who are really prepared enough, knows the situation that the future is assuming, so that you know how to position yourself to be able to take over from the future. And so as a young boy or young girl, you should be able to understand what the globe is fighting right now, such as the climate issues. And how do you understand climate issues? How do we make it more relatable by people, for people to understand? We should be emotionally engaging. We should make sure that we craft the stories, or we preach the climate issues based on emotion, something that you go through. It shouldn't be something that is not relatable. It should be something that people can feel. What is the real impact on ground? Where I grew up personally, people normally in the dry season, they were farmers. So in the dry season, normally they move from the north to the southern part. To engage in business, but the businesses that they engage in is not related to the agriculture that they do. They normally come to the southern, to the cities, to carry people's luggages, and they take money. So look at this. When they come to the city, and then it's time for them to go back to the villages again to engage in the farming activities, they don't want to go back. Why? Because they have enjoyed the city kind of life, and they don't want to go back to the villages. But bear in mind, it is these same people that are engaged in agricultural farming. And when these people are saying that they are not going to do the agricultural process again, what happened? There's high food insecurity, high food prices. These are all crises that we have in this part of the continent, Africa. And so we, the young people, should see these things as issues, bigger issues, and try to craft something engaging, emotion, for people to understand what is really on the ground. Sometimes a lot of young people don't even understand what climate is about. They don't even know the stories of climate. Some people, you are aware, recently there's a United Nations, and then some presidents and even the executives don't believe that even climate crisis is something that existed. And so these things are really problems on the ground that if you are not really experiencing it, you don't understand the issue. And so there are ways we can actually craft our stories. We can go with the personal stories like what I've shared, what we engage in, how climate is really affecting you, and how this immigration crisis that growing up we've struggled with. You can engage in community, stories like what I've spoken about initially. A particular community can have a climate impact that differ from the other. And so you look at the community that you find yourself as a young person, the problem that the climate is causing, and you start championing that to draw the awareness of the policymakers. Mostly the policymakers, sometimes you should craft the story in a way that is very relatable. It's something that is can catch them. It shouldn't be something that they read from books. If it becomes like that, something they don't really feel it. We also need to move our stories to a solution base. We should look that. So, like we started, you can start a project wherever you find yourself as. You can start a project, a project that actually targets the climate issues. You can engage in pollution issues, plastic pollutions, energy, and all that. These are areas that are contributing massively to the climate crisis. And so when you look at these things, it's very important. So storytelling is a climate to a storytelling, it should be something that is more relatable. We should remove that scientific and technical terms within the climate and make it more relatable so that the young people will be able to understand and know exactly what they are dealing with. On the internet, you can start Instagram, Facebook. We have social medias there. You can start with content creating based on where you find yourself. You can start a content creating. You should have your own hook. I mean, human impact. Just have your audience, know your target audience, the people that you are dwelling that message to. It's also very important because if you have the audience and the people within a certain area and you craft your message in a certain angle, it will be able to pull them towards you. And so being able to use the powerful social media that currently we are having, in fact, they are saying that we are the most fortunate generation because everything seems to be, I mean, on the table for us. Wherever you find yourself right now on the media, you'll be just there. And then sometimes you come across a post that somebody have done it in a village somewhere to go viral, and people's attention will be on it. That is how it is. Wherever the situation that you are going through, that is on the community that personally or a community is going through, it can start from today. The content can start from there. And who knows? That hook that you will use can catch one or two people's attention. You go viral. When you go viral, then attention comes there. So you have emphasized on something and you create an impact. Now we are talking about building effective climate campaigns. We need to, first of all, state our clear goals. We need to know that what exactly we want to change. What the problem that do we really want to change? If you're a young man and you know the exact problem you want to change, it will be easy for you because you have already been in the situation, you know the situation, and speaking about the situation becomes a bit easier. Now, we looked at your target audience, as I've said. As a young person, your target, whether you are in a rural community, an urban area, you should know your target audience. As a young person, your target should be another young people who will be able, so that you explain it in a way that they'll be able to understand you and be more relatable so that they can help you push that agenda. We can have a simple platforms, like big ideas like people creators. You can connect with other content creators. Every person has a village in some way or the other. Within the cities that we find ourselves, if we are saying that right now everybody should move to wherever they are from, almost all of us have a village. And the people in the village, their lifestyle is much more different from the people in the city. So you get to know these two things and you know how to target your audience, how to push your message to. If you are targeting the rural people, your message should be crafted in a different way. If you are targeting the people in the city, your message should be crafted in a different way. Right now, we have big platforms like TikTok, Instagram, a whole lot. I mean, short videos for what do you call it? Twitter, formerly Twitter, which is X now. We can start posting a whole lot of awareness that are more relatable. We should limit that technical and scientific terms and let people relate to the real issue on ground so that they can know how they can contribute to that. We should be more consistent. We shouldn't look that, we shouldn't be, we do today and we relax tomorrow. No, I don't think that it should be that way. We should be a consistency and your message should be clear, consistent, clarity, which is very important. We have some policymakers who think their climate issues is not really real. It is because, one, they don't really understand the grounds. Two, some people move into the leadership position not because they are really to solve problems, because they have personally identified problems that they want to solve, not the problems that you and I know. And so the higher you brief, you amplify the voices, the more attention they draw, and which can easily push us to something. Now, let's also move into an angle, which is the role of influencers, and then the youth voices in our climate conversations. Recently, I don't know if you heard about how these things become controversial. You know, the Nigeria and then US, the military thing that is going on, which is the Christian genocide that's the president of US is talking about. Now, there was one celebrity in America that came in, joined the United Nations to brief them about Christian security. What happened? Now, the whole Nigeria stood up and said, hey, so is it that there was a problem here that we cannot even identify, but somebody somewhere can identify it? We cannot put away the power of the influences. They carry weight. And so being able to connect with these people sometimes lets them know the issue on ground. Let them understand that this is the problem we are going through. As I said initially, everybody has a constituency. Everybody has where they belong to. And so if you are a Christian, if you're a Muslim, when there's something about the Muslim that is not going well and you are in somewhere different part of the world, but the moment you'll be able to come out, connect and make it real with a proof to one or two celebrities around you, they'll be able to use their platform to amplify that for you. And so it's very much important. We shouldn't target big celebrities. Sometimes your strength cannot get there. As young like myself, you should look at the normal content creators on our FYP on TikTok. You can message them, you can connect with them, send them the real issues on ground, let them know the problem that the climate crisis is causing within your locality, and they'll be able to help you amplify it. You know, your local community leaders, I mean, TikTok content creators, your Instagram activities, these are all musicians, these are all people that you should find your ways to, even student leaders. So wherever you find yourself, there are students there, there are students within the schools where the students are. So you can find ways and means to connect with these people so that they can help you amplify whatever that you have. So how do the celebrities come in and work for you? You see, you should keep your message short, as I said, and make it more catchy, more relatable. And I mean, they should feel that there's impact. Now, let's also talk about the fact that the digital tool and media awareness strategy. We shouldn't forget easy things. You shouldn't have more resources before, as a young leader, you would be able to, I mean, do something. You can use apps like Canva for posters, CapCut for even normal content creating, which is very important for short videos, Instagram lives. All these are very much important, and it helps you for you to be able to amplify your voices. LinkedIn newsletters, Facebook live messages. I mean, these are all important platforms that you can use. So let's make our messages more relatable, releases the scientific and then the technical term that makes it more difficult to comprehend so that the work becomes more relatable. A lot of young people today wants to engage into climate, but sometimes they don't, because of the scientific words and those big words that they use for climate, they don't even understand the issues and the reality on the ground. In this, I would like to, I mean, put all my things together by letting you know that wherever you find yourself as a young leader, you should understand that the issue of climate is real. It becomes a mandatory for you as a young leader because we are the one resuming the future. And so if we don't voice out and create impacts and let the world understand the issues on ground and what is really going on, we won't be able to get that future that we are looking for. The future that you and I want to build for the globe, for the community, for the world, it starts from whatever impact we are making today. As a young leader, you don't need to think that you are small to be part of advising policymakers. No, you should let them know. And sometimes what you would explain based on what is your impact, what you are going through, like the story I shared about me, that is what would actually fuel you more to be able to get the attention to help you. So we need to build a generation that is more informed because we need to learn. We need to be also inspired. How do we inspire? By making important impact, engaging in local impact, and also international impact, engaging in international dialogues on climates and energy pollutions and all these things that relate to or that accelerates the climate crisis. And together we'll be able to build a world that is more safe, more resilient, and more climate crisis free for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And on behalf of YDF, I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to you for the comprehensive and thoughtful and thought provoking presentation, your speech. Your insights have provided us with a deeper understanding and how certainly the ideas have sparked, especially the importance of digital media. The importance of influencers and how you have to craft basically a digital media strategy to convey your message or to convey your whatever you want to share with your audience, target audience as well. So it's also very important when it comes to crafting a solutions or giving your feedbacks related to climate action. So thank you so much. Now we will move towards our question answer session. And if anyone would like to ask any question, they can raise their, yeah, Farheen, over to you.